8 Biology Class 12 CBSE. If you haven't watched the previous parts, make sure you watch it and then continue watching. So, let's get into the chapter. Now, the first thing we have to discuss is about immune system. So, let's see what it is. The immune system consists of the lymphoid organs, the lymphoid tissues, the B cells and the T cells, and also the antibodies. So, let's learn about lymphoid organs. The organs where the origin or maturation and proliferation of lymphocyte taking place is known as lymphoid organs. There are two types of lymphoid organs, that is primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. So what does the primary lymphoid organs do? They would, when these immature lymphocytes come, they would differentiate it to make it to one antigen resistant, or they would make it which is resistant to antigen. That is what is happening over here. So in the primary lymphoid organs, there are two lymphoid organs coming under it. That is, main one is the bone marrow and the second one is the thymus. Thymus is a structure, it's a lobe structure in our body just below our breastbone. Okay. And then what is bone marrow? Bone marrow is a site where the production of all the blood cells plus the lymphocytes take place. So that is the role of primary lymphoid organs. So now let's see some of the secondary lymphoid organs. So there are actually more than this. We are discussing about this. So there is spleen, tonsil, lymph nodes, and then appendix. So over here we will be discussing about in detail about the spleen and the lymph nodes. Okay. In the secondary lymphoid organ, what happens? There is interaction between the antigen and the lymphocyte. Okay. So the spleen is a large bean-shaped organ, okay, where what happens? The phagocytes and lymphocytes are present in abundance. So, I have written the points over here. Please jot it down. And then, what does this phagocytes and lymphocytes do? They filter the blood. Okay. What would they do? They would carry away the antigens in the blood. Okay. That is to talk about spleen. To talk about lymph nodes, they are also small solid structures in our lymphatic system. Okay. Okay. What happens? They trap the antigens. Okay. The antigens are trapped inside the lymph nodes, and what happens? They are responsible for what? The production or the activation of lymphocytes, which would in turn, what will happen? They will give a response. The immune response is given. Okay. That is the role of lymphoid organs. So now let's see about lymphoid tissues. Lymphoid tissues are found in the respiratory tracts, the digestive tract, and the urogenital tracts. Okay. So these are also called as MALT, mucosal associated lymphoid tissues. They cover the 50% of the human body. Like human body of what? The lymphoid tissues. The 50% of the lymphoid tissues that are present is the MALT. Okay. So now we discussed about what is the immune system inside a human body. Now what we have to learn is about the non-infectious diseases. We discussed about the infectious diseases in the last session. Now we are discussing about the non-infectious diseases. So let's see what is that. Now we are discussing about the non-infectious diseases, and we only have to discuss about one, that is cancer. Now cancer is also a lifestyle disease, because it's about eating, because of our eating habits, our lifestyles, etc. There are many cases of cancers. So let's see what is cancer. Cancer is the massive, or it is an uncontrollable replication or multiplication of cells, which forms a mass of cells called as tumors. Okay, cells have lost a property which is there for normal cells. The property is known as contact inhibition. Okay, so what is contact inhibition? It is a property by which the normal cells have been controlled without uncontrolled multiplication. The contact between two cells inhibits the multiplication, the excessive or the uncontrollable multiplication of the cell. That is called contact inhibition. So normal cells have this property, whereas the cancer cell, okay, I'll write, cancer cells has lost the property of contact So that is to talk about contact inhibition and cancer cells. Now I told you that it is like after the multiplication of cell, they form a mass of cell called as tumors. So I told you that the formation of tumors causes cancer. So there are two types of tumors that we have to deal in this chapter. The first one is benign. The second one is malignant. So to talk about these two tumors, benign is what they are. They are confined to their location. This tumor doesn't spread. Okay, this is a more more safer side of cancer. Okay, the safer tumors that come as benign. But whereas malignant, they are proliferating cancer cells, which would later spread all over your body, causing damage. So malignant cancer is deadly, whereas benign tumors are not. They can be treated. For example, if you have an intestinal or you have a breast cancer, the tumor is just removed. But for malignant tumor, if that is there somewhere in your body, maybe bone marrow, that can spread to any portion of your body. So that is called as malignant tumors. The property by which the cancer cell moves from the origin to the other parts of the body through blood and invade the normal cell and make it cancerous is called as metastasis. So I write. So this is the property by which these malignant cancer spreads to the body. Okay. Now let's see the causes of cancer. So the causes of cancer. Let's first discuss about what is carcinogens. Okay. So there are some biological, physical and chemical agents that convert or they transform these normal cells to cancerous cells. Those agents are called as carcinogens. So these are the people who spread cancer. Okay. So the first we'll discuss about each of them: physical, chemical and biological. So physical, there is X-rays and gamma rays. These are usually ionizing rays. Okay. And UV rays is non-ionizing rays. Okay. These are the physical agents. So the second one is chemical agents. Tobacco smoke. If you have seen if you've gone to a theatre and watched a movie, or if you have seen a cigarette packet, you might have seen that smoking causes cancer. Why is that? Because tobacco smoke is cancerous. Okay. So the second one is the chemical one, that is tobacco smoke. The third one is a biological factor. There is something known as oncogenic viruses. They are the viruses that cause cancer. This is very few cases. Oncogenic viruses have something known as oncogenes, which are their genes. Okay. And then cellular oncogenes, this is cellular oncogenes. They also are within our body. They will spread and cause cancer. So these are the biological causes of cancer. So now we will discuss about the detection of cancer. So the first way is biopsy or histopathological study of the cells. Okay, histopathological study means it's a study in the cellular level. Okay, and the next one is radiology. What is the radiology method? That is by X-ray and CT scan. The next way of detection is MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging. Okay, MRI. And then next one is using antibodies against these particular carcinogens. Okay, that is the detection. Now we learn about the treatment. To talk about the treatment, we have heard about people having chemotherapy, radiation therapy, medicines, pills, etc. So now we will see about all of that. Surgery is a very common one. The tumor is removed by surgery, and which will eliminate the mass cells so that the cancer is removed. The next one is radiation therapy, where the rays are given and then this mass of cell is destroyed. The next one is chemotherapy. That both of these, radiation therapy and chemotherapy, has a lot of side effects. Okay, so the side effects can be hair loss, can be hair whitening, then wrinkling of the skin, etc. And the last one is biological response modifiers. The one example is alpha interferons. So when did we learn about the word interferons? When we were discussing we learned about these barriers, the physical barriers, sorry, not physical barriers, sorry, cytokine barriers. There we learned about interferons. Interferons are proteins that surround the the cells which are not affected by the virus. The same way, alpha interferons are introduced in our body, which will activate our immune system, and that will destroy the mass of these cells. Okay. So that is all to talk about cancer. Now let's learn about AIDS. Okay. AIDS is also an infectious virus that is caused during our lifetime. So let's write the expanded form of AIDS. A stands for acquired. I stands for immuno. D stands for deficiency. And S stands for syndrome. So AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and this is caused by a virus called as, let's write, HIV. Okay. So AIDS is a viral disease. It's a deadly viral disease. Okay. HIV. What is H? Human immune deficiency virus. Okay, that is HIV. That's a retrovirus. Okay, so what is HIV? A retrovirus. So now let's see how how AIDS is transmitted. Okay, so first we'll see the methods of transmission of AIDS. So the first one is AIDS does not spread through mere touch or mere physical contact. It should be a contact with body fluid. So let's see everything. Sexual contact with infected person. Okay. Okay, if you have a sexual contact with an infected person, this disease can be transmitted. The second one is by blood transfusion. Or by using blood products or blood products. Then these drug addicts always use syringes to take drugs. So the sharing of needles. Okay, that is a thing. Then from mother to baby. Through the placenta, the mother transmits this disease to the baby. These are the 4 ways this disease is transmitted. So now let's discuss about the life cycle of the HIV virus. So now we are discussing about the life cycle of HIV virus. Okay. So let's see what it is. First thing, the HIV, the virus would enter the macrophage and the T helper cells, the T lymphocytes. And what would happen? There, the RNA genome of the virus would replicate and form the viral DNA. Okay? So this happens with the help of an enzyme called as reverse transcriptase enzyme. Okay, this is the one that converts the RNA genome, or not converts, help in the replication of RNA genome to form the viral DNA. Okay, so I told you that this virus, HIV, is a retrovirus having the RNA. Okay, it's an RNA virus. Then, next what happens? This viral DNA is formed, and that would be incorporated in the human or the host, which is the organism. The host would have the viral DNA incorporated in their cells. So what would happen? Now the cells are affected by the virus. Okay. So these virus affected cells, what would they do? The infected cells would produce virus particles. Okay. Whereas the macrophages, we said it first enters the macrophages and T helper cells. and what happens? The macrophages would produce the virus. It would stand as a place for its breeding. It will replicate. So this is the macrophage is called as the factory of this production of this virus. Okay. So then what happened? This virus will attack the T cells. Okay. The T helper cells. Without the T helper cells, our immune system won't function properly. Because if B lymphocytes have to produce antibodies, T helper cells have to perform its function. So without that, B lymphocytes cannot do its function. So if they attack the T cells, what would happen? The number of T cells, the T helper cells, would decrease. What would happen? That will affect our immunity or the host immunity, that the immunity will also decrease. So when immunity decreases, what happens? The host is affected with almost every disease that's around. We face a lot of microbes and antigens every day, but we are not affected because our immune system is strong, because our T helper cells are working so hard for it. But if there is a shortage for T helper cells, what would happen? Our immunity will decrease. That is why it's called as what AIDS is, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Its immunity is deficient over there. So what will happen? They do not die because of this virus. It is because they don't have immunity and they catch all the other diseases that's around. A fever can even cause so much of issues in there. So the immunity will decrease and the person will be getting affected with all infections, non-infections, everything, every disease that passed by him is affected. Okay? So that is what is happening, and that is how the life cycle of HIV is. So now let's see how is it diagnosed and is there any treatment, and let's see about the ways to prevent HIV. So to talk about the diagnosis of this deadly disease called as AIDS, it has a special diagnosis termed as ELISA, that is enzyme-linked immune sorbent assay. E stands for enzyme, L stands for linked, I stands for immune, S stands for sorbent, A stands for assay. So that is our diagnosis. Now we have diagnosed the disease. Now what is it next? Next is the treatment. To talk about the treatment of AIDS, actually there is no treatment. AIDS is a deadly disease which cannot be cured, so it's an incurable disease. The only way you can do something is to prevent it. Also there is something known as antiretroviral drugs. Viral drugs, that is, what does they do? They only have a partial effect on it. Okay, so these are giving you a partial effect on your body. So now I told you there is no cure, only thing is to prevent. Now let's see how can we prevent this. So I told you that these diseases are spread through either when they are having a sharing of syringes. So first method is what? Don't share the syringes. Use disposable syringes. Okay. So first one is disposable needles. The second one is what I told you, it can be transmitted to sexual contact. So the condoms should be given for free. Okay, so I told you that this can be also transmitted by blood transfusions. So they have to follow safe blood transfusions. Okay, and also we have to prevent drug abuse. When there is drug abuse, there's the sharing of these syringes. So prevent drug abuse. So friends, that's all for today's video. I hope you might have understood it and liked it. If you've liked it, give my video a huge thumbs up and also share my video to your other friends. And subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. So see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.